Hey everyone, this is Manjunath for Data Science Galaxy. What if I told you? Please do not sign up blindly for any data science program. Yes, you heard me right. Please do not sign up for any data science program blindly. I would want you to be warned, and you can thank me later for this one. You know what? From time to time, I've been asked by many people in the industry, how do I choose a particular data science program given there are plenty out there? I can completely understand the confusion here. It's a problem of plenty, as one would say, but nevertheless, it could add to the confusion quickly. If that sounds like you, and you are looking for evaluating multiple programs to choose that particular program of interest for pursuing your aspirational journey into data science, then you're at the right place. Please continue watching this video till the end, and you can be rest assured we are together in this journey for helping you to evaluate and finalize a program of your choice that will help you take to the next level your career progression. So having said that, let me just reiterate a few things. Any of the programs offered by, let's say, private universities, business schools, or any institution for that matter, or free of cost from the publicly facing portals, are all good to equip yourself in terms of the knowledge. But what industry needs, my friends, hear me out, are the skills. Certificates can ensure knowledge, but the skills is what helps you sustain the jobs longer. So you should be looking at, while evaluating multiple programs, which will help you to gain those skills that will make you not just relevant, helps you sustain the jobs longer. So the fundamental question, therefore, is to look at those multiple programs from the standpoint of evaluation by looking at multiple parameters to analyze. That's the key here. You have to use multiple evaluation parameters for you to be able to make that best decision to pursue a particular data science program. So therefore, I can imagine a question would have popped up through your minds as to, you know what, how do we do it? It's all said and done. How do we do it? Yes, that's where I am here as a partner with you in this journey. And of course, I'm here to simplify things and simplify things to the extent possible that eliminate most of the confusion so that you'll be able to leverage the information through this framework and through these parameters that I'm going to talk about, and therefore land the best program possible for you to pursue your dreams. Towards this endeavor, I'm going to talk about a particular framework, and not one, not two, not three, not four. In fact, I'm going to talk about 6 parameters. Yes, 6 parameters and a framework that will help you holistically evaluate multiple programs that are for the taking, for you to be able to select the best that you think, given the information at your disposal. Here we go. The first and foremost is what is called SWOT analysis. Some of you may be familiar. SWOT. Let me just expand this. S stands for strengths, W for weakness, O for opportunity, T for threat. Many of you who would have otherwise used this would be familiar if I say this. The industry, more often than not, uses this for evaluating to see where they stand vis-a-vis the competition. But I'm bringing this framework at an individual level for you to be able to apply, so that you will also see and evaluate where do you stand and where do you want to get there and how do you get there using this framework. Some of the dimensions here, like strengths and weaknesses, are internal focused, meaning it is within or from an individual or within an organization, let's just say. Strengths, as you understand, are basically your strengths. So you want to further leverage on the strengths. But you know what? Weaknesses are something that could be, let's just say, in the larger scheme of things, pulls you down. It is more like the gaps, if you will, in the larger scheme of things. So I want you to be not overcritical, but want you to be quite objective in your analysis when you apply SWOT analysis framework. So be objective to analyze the weaknesses and therefore identify the gaps, and therefore seek the help of my parameters that I'm going to talk to you in a bit to see which program helps you to not just minimize the weaknesses, but also helps you the strengths. It doesn't stop there. There are some external facing dimensions called opportunities and threats. Opportunities are more like this. Let's just say for an individual, you sign up for a particular program after evaluation, and then that program should open up several opportunities for you to leverage from, so that it is in line with your career aspirations. Threats typically are external in nature, and therefore, in a setting where there is competition, you will be using them to analyze as to what kind of potential threats that you are up against. So, the SWOT analysis to know where you stand currently and where you want to go, and what are those gaps and what opportunities should be there. And along the way, life is not hunky dory. So, you will be having competition, you will be having challenges, you will be having constraints, you will be having, let's say, what have you. So, moving on, I'm going to talk about, like I mentioned, the 6 parameters. Yeah, you need to be looking at these 6 parameters at a minimum for you to be holistically evaluating any of the data science programs from any of the institutes at the private universities. I can't emphasize that enough. I'm going to hit the nail on the first one, which is called the current status. This is very, very important to know where you stand currently. Yeah. So what I mean by current status as a parameter is this. You want to ask a pertinent question. Is this something you're lacking currently? Let us say you're signing up for a data science program. So you're going to ask that question, is it something that you lack currently? Or is it something that you want to really need to pursue so that you will be future proof in a sense and would be ready to capitalize on the opportunities in the future? Why is it important to know? It's important to know, how do I remain relevant and a value proposition in the long run? So that's the current status evaluation of a program, given where you stand currently and where you want to get in the larger scheme of things. Moving on to the second parameter, strategic objectives. Let's just say all of us would be having certain strategic objectives. Let us say you have an objective 5 years from hence, you want to be at a certain level in data science journey. So you want to be looking at every program that you are evaluating using this parameter to ask this fundamental question and seek answers. Does this program further help meet your strategic objectives? Very, very critical question, very nuanced question to ask. Does the program by all means helps you to get to meeting your strategic objectives? So please make sure this parameter is importantly answered. Third parameter, pricing and ROI. It's one thing to say a lot of the programs may be strategically offering certain things to meet your strategic objectives, but it comes with a price. Nothing comes free in life. There are no free lunches, my friends. So pricing is the key. There is a upfront investment into the program that you want to sign up for, and therefore you want to understand how reasonable is the price, how it fits into, in the larger scheme of things, our budgets. It should not be too much pinching on the pocket, if I may use the expression. So got to be reasonable pricing. So that's what you're going to look at. And more importantly, for the price, does it justify the return on investment? Okay. I say this because investment can never be guaranteed. Returns rather can never be guaranteed. So investment is a potential sunk cost. Okay. So make sure the pricing of the program or the cost that you are incurring upfront is reasonable, so that you will be able to look at and understand the return on investment. So the fourth point, industry recognition, very, very important. This is critical for potential job opportunities. Remember, in the SWOT analysis, I talked about opportunities. You can tie this back to that dimension. If the program that you are going to select based on these parameters helps you land a job, that's what it is desired. So therefore, the program that you're signed up for is not just a great program for you to be learning from those instructors, which I talk in a bit, and it is recognized in the industry. In fact, it gives you certain impetus, certain weightage to your profile, and should become a launch pad, if you will. Okay. So is the program industry recognized is the very basic question that you want to ask, but seek an elaborate answer as to how widely it is accepted in the industry. Moving on to the fifth point, career outcomes. So many of the programs offer great certificate that is recognized in the industry and therefore should have translated to career outcomes, isn't it? Logical to think, isn't it? Yeah. So it should have translated into career outcomes. You want to understand from those institutes or the universities or the stakeholders, ask this great question to see what is the career outcome of the participants who have gone through this program. Okay, so at some level, this adds to the credibility in the brand equity of the program. Recognition itself is a recognition of the brand, if I may say so, but this adds further to the credibility, gives an impetus to the credibility in terms of showcasing the institute's offering and subsequently the career outcomes for those aspirants passing out through these programs. And while checking out, it's worth checking if they give you the alum status or the alumni status. Very important. See, many of us would have gone through many of the premier business schools, and I'm in touch with my alma mater in terms of the alumni network, where in this day and age, the network is what I tap into for most of my professional work or otherwise to seek answers for my questions and things of that nature. So if alumni status is given, how does that alumni status work is worth asking and knowing. Okay. The sixth point here, which by far I'll give the maximum weightage. Why? Pause for a moment and think. The programs that you're looking and signing up for eventually, data science is a vast multidisciplinary field. And more importantly, it is an applied field. Yes, applied knowledge is what the program should impart, not just the theoretical underpinnings. That is important. Don't get me wrong when I make that strong statement. Applied knowledge is what the skills is all about, and the real world values, the applied knowledge, or simply put, the wisdom. Yeah? So you got to be looking at the instructors delivering that program and want to cross-check this and confirm. Are they pure academicians or blend of academicians and industry practitioners? Again, an important aspect for becoming industry ready. Why? If an industry practitioner is part of the system for delivering the, let's just say the program itself, then a flavor of the industry is brought to the classroom. In many cases, when I'm working on certain consulting assignments, the consulting experience would be part of my mentoring sessions. So therefore, whatever the knowledge that I share is not the knowledge gained in the four walls of the classroom, let us just say. It is the experience gained being on the field and then bringing this to relevant discussions in the classroom. And you may want to also, in the quick sense, let me just add this. Check for the profile of the participants that are likely to join this program. Why is it important? Not everything can be taught in the class, right? It's really foolhardy on our part to actually imagine an instructor or a lecturer or a professor can teach everything in the class. A lot of it boils down to peer group learning. So the diversity of the participants in a batch would ensure and contribute a lot to the peer group learning. So it's worth knowing not just the instructors, but also a general sense of the profile of the participants to leverage the peer group learning. Hope that makes sense. Yeah. I said I'm going to talk about 6, but you know what, friends, I'm going to talk about a bonus point. If I've made it this far, congratulations, and watch till the end without missing this last point. Credibility. Very, very important. You've got to be looking at the track record of the institute, claiming to be number one in any field or claiming to be ensuring that career outcomes. You may want to ask them to give that reference point for you to touch base with those transitioners, if I may call them, and then talk to them. How did all it go? How did the after program contacts have been? Alumni status, how they're able to leverage. Are you in touch with those institutes or the universities passing out of the program? Are they helping you to further progress in your careers? However, how you are able to give back to them, and probably, you know what, some of us could go on to becoming entrepreneurs. So we are going to create jobs. How we can give it back to alma mater is also part of what you want to give it back to the society. The credibility of the institutions, which includes the curriculum that is industry ready, cutting edge curriculum the industry goes after, the instructors of repute in terms of able to deliver the real world knowledge to the participants, and the career outcomes ensured as a consequence of doing many things right in the program, adds a lot to the credibility. Credibility and track record. This credibility would enable you to gain a lot of trust in the institute, in the university, in the instructors, in the program, and of course, you can be confident about the potential outcomes itself. So I think with that, I'm going to say these are, in conclusion, the best set of parameters that you should be employing at a minimum while evaluating any data science program. I'm interested to know which subset of the parameters works best, you think? Or if you're already in the hunt for a data science program, which subset of the parameters that have worked best? Please comment down below without missing. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please give it a like, subscribe, share it with your network, and stay tuned for more. I wish you well and looking forward to talking to you in my subsequent videos. Happy hunting for the data science program and happy learning. See you in my next video. This is Manjunath for Data Science Galaxy signing off. Bye-bye and take care.